All right, lads. I'll give you Blackbeard's honest opinion. You ask me, can this new captain promise you a life of prizes, plunder, and adventure? Aye. For amongst all the gentlemen of fortune sailing these West Indies, he ranks amongst the most clever.
The cove is ours!
Why fly a black flag when a black beard will do?
Bloody fucking pirates!
Once an assassin, now their pursuer. I must destroy those who I once called brother. I am Shay Patrick Cormac, Templar of the Colonial, of the American Right.
What's up, everyone? I am here for the live stream, but I just realized the camera's not working. Let me just fix that. What would it be? Video capture. There we go. I have no idea why it wasn't working, but alright, what's up, everyone? We're here today. I'm really tired today, so I was going to do Assassin's Creed. We were gonna watch, because we watched 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then now I was gonna do 5 and 6. There's only 6 episodes for the first game. But I'm only going to do episode 5 today, and then tomorrow we'll do episode 6. Episode 6 is almost an hour long episode, because at the end of the game, like, you have to kill 3 dudes, and then you have to go, like, to the front lines of the war, and then you have to, Altair, like, goes back and fights the mentor and stuff. So there's a lot that happens in the last episode. And so I didn't want to do both episodes in the same stream. It would be a long stream. It would be like a long stream. Anyway, I was having problems with the streaming software and everything, but I think I figured it all out. So we're going to we're gonna throw on episode 5. Also, I guess for anyone who doesn't know, I'm Wheeze. I edit Assassin's Creed games into TV shows, amongst other things. But that's what we're doing here. We're just watching Assassin's Creed in TV series format. And I'm not just watching it. I'm talking about the story's pretty deep. On the surface, some of the conversations seem pretty bland and boring, but if you understand the lore and the history that's mixed with the game, a lot of the conversations are actually pretty deep and interesting. So I think I'm ready to go. Let's turn that on. Let's not cover my face. It's good enough. Actually, make it a bit bigger. Alright. Let's get into Assassin's Creed 1, Episode 5. So also, this is probably the worst Assassin's Creed game, but it's good in the fact that the overall story is good because it introduces the concept of the Animus, and it introduces you to Desmond, which he then goes on for the next 5 games, so kind of important to set his story up. Also Lucy, Vidic, the current day bad guy, the best bad guy. He makes such a great bad guy. And it just the Creed and the Assassin Brotherhood and everything, it introduces you to all, the story. It's a good introduction game to the rest of the whole franchise. But as a game itself, I mean, in 2007, when the game came out, it was amazing. But it was repetitive. People always attack the game for being repetitive. It had some repetitive things, part of it, for sure. But, I mean, when you put your shoes on every day, is that just repetitive? When you eat the same meal you've eaten before, is that repetitive? Do you hate hamburgers because you eat them once a week or something? A lot of things in life are repetitive, so it's kind of a redundant argument. As long as the repetitive things are exciting or enjoyable, I don't think it's relevant that it's repetitive. Anyway, let's get into the first one here. Oh, I gotta play it over here. Stardust 199. Yoey's catching you live for once. Oh, it's good to see you're live here with me. We're gonna watch this. You ready? Here we go. I hope the audio's all good. It should be. I messed with it yesterday during stream, so. Sometimes I forget to do the saturation. So in the first clip, that's actually funny. So because when you're out of the Animus, the game is super like whitewashed. Like it almost just looks like it's all just black and white. And you notice in the first, I'm gonna have to play through the intro here again. In the first, the very first scene where he's getting out of bed, I forgot it seems to do saturation. You can see his skin. It's like super bland. And then it cuts, and then all of a sudden he looks like he gets a major tan right here. You can see how I turned the saturation up to try to bring some color to the
Missed
scene.
you this morning, Doc.
Get in the Animus.
Oh, let's get rid of that.
Amin Altair, I trust you're well rested? Ready for your remaining trials?
I am, but I'd speak with you first. I have questions.
Ask then. I'll do my best to answer.
The
Always
merchant king of Damas
questioning.
murdered the nobles who ruled his city. Majd ad-Din in Jerusalem used fear to force his people into submission. I suspect William meant to murder Richard and hold Akka with his troops. These men were meant to aid their leaders. Instead, they chose to betray them. What I do not understand is why.
Is the answer not obvious? The Templars desire control. Each man, as you've noted, wanted to claim their cities in the Templar name, that the Templars themselves might rule the Holy Land, and eventually beyond. But they cannot succeed in their mission.
Is El-Mualim holding the apple? I think I forget what the apple looks like. In the first one, it looked way different to the apple that Ezio finds. It's like they redesigned it. Because I know there's different apples, and they probably don't all look the same. But the specific one that... This specific apple that Ezio gets... I mean, he sees it at the end of Revelations, and then he decides not to take it, and he decides to leave it there. It's a different apple, even though it is the same apple. So they definitely redesigned what it's supposed to look like, I feel like.
Why is that?
Their plans depend upon the Templar treasure, the Peace of Eden. But we hold it now.
Also...
And they cannot hope.
So yeah, he's definitely holding it, because he's even talking about it. But also, in this moment, I think El-Mualim is kind of mad that he's not able to control Altair with the apple, because he's using the apple to control everyone else at this point, and he can't get through to him. Like, it's not working. I think that's the purpose of this scene. Is it's kind of low key though. It's not really on the nose.
To achieve their goals without it.
What is this treasure?
It is temptation.
It's just a piece of silver.
Look at it.
The apple.
What am I supposed to see?
Temptation.
This piece of silver cast out Adam and Eve. It turned staves into snakes, parted and closed the Red Sea. Ares used it to start the Trojan War, and with it a poor carpenter turned water into wine.
It seems rather plain for all the power you claim it has. How does it work?
He who holds it commands the hearts and minds of whoever looks upon it, whoever tastes of it, as they say.
It's just actually such a funny scene, because like Altair's looking at it just like, that doesn't seem like anything. Like, why is it so important? How can something like that be so powerful? And he doesn't get it, because El-Mualim is probably like, what is wrong with it? Does this not work anymore? Like, I'm surprised he isn't like shaking it, or like, maybe if it were like current day, he would be probably thinking like, maybe I should unplug it and plug it back in.
Then Gagne's men?
An experiment. Herbs used to simulate its effects, to be ready for when they held it.
Talel supplied them. Tamir equipped them. They were preparing for something. But what?
War.
And the others, the men who ruled the cities, they meant to gather up their people, make them like Gagne's men.
The perfect citizens, the perfect soldiers, a perfect world.
Robert de Sable must never have this back.
So long as he and his brothers live, they will try.
Then they must be destroyed.
Which is what I've had you doing. There are 2 more Templars who require your attention. One in Acre, known as Sibran. One in Damas, called Jubair. Visit with the Bureau leaders. They'll instruct you further.
As you wish.
Be quick about it. No doubt Robert de Sable is made nervous by our continued success. His remaining followers will do their best to expose you. They know you come, the man in the white hood. They'll be looking for you.
They won't find me. I'm but a blade in the crowd.
Acre. That edited by Citizen Wheeze. It's always there to cover up the pop-ups, honestly.
Greetings, Altair. What news?
Al-Mualim has named another. Calls himself Sabrand.
I am familiar with the man. Newly appointed leader of the Knights Teutonic, he resides in the Venetian Quarter and runs Acca's port.
I'll start my work at once.
Here are the places where you should focus your search. On the docks east of here, among the ships and their crews. At the chapel to the northeast, near the cross overlooking the port. And to the north, in front of St. John's Gate.
This is most helpful. My thanks for the guidance.
Altair.
Yes, Rafik.
I owe you an apology.
For what?
For doubting your dedication to our cause.
No, it was I who erred. I believed myself above the creed. You owe me nothing.
As you wish, my friend. Go in safety.
I remember having to do the scene over and over again because it wouldn't trigger.
It's getting worse.
His paranoia knows no bounds.
He's doubled our shifts. No one sleeps.
Wasn't so bad till he decided to make the port his home.
He's planning something at sea. That's why he came here.
Planning what? What's the meaning of this? The two of you off in a corner, whispering, plotting?
Nothing of the sort. We were only...
Only what? What secrets are you keeping?
You misunderstand.
Damned assassins, they're probably here right now, watching us. Do you find this amusing? Do you? Well, laugh while you can. Double the patrols.
Which ones?
All of them!
But we don't have the men.
Find them! Recall our knights from the field if you must.
You tell him I said no. I won't have you damn soldiers poking about in my business.
Listen here, old man.
No, you listen to me. This is my property, not his. I don't care if Christ himself put the man in charge.
He isn't asking. It's in order.
That's rich. The man couldn't order his way out of a burlap sack. I've seen the mess he's made of the docks. I won't let him ruin mine.
Just read the letter. You'll see his terms are quite generous.
I grow tired of this. Look, I'll consider what he has to offer, but I doubt it'll change my mind. Now go on, get out of here.
Greetings, brother. How fares your search?
I've learned all there is to know about my target.
Share your knowledge with me, then.
Sibrand is said to be consumed by fear, driven mad by the knowledge that his death approaches. He has sealed the docks district, and now hides within waiting for his ship to arrive.
This will make things dangerous. I wonder how it is he learned of your mission.
The men I've killed, they are all connected. Al-Mualim warned me that word of my deeds has spread among them.
Yeah, give him the feather.
Be on your guard, Altair.
Of course, Rafiq. But I think it will be to my advantage. Fear will weaken him.
You are mistaken, Master Sibrand. I would never propose violence against any man, and most certainly not against you.
So you say, and yet no one here will vouch for you. What am I to make of this?
I live a simple life, my lord, as do all men of the cloth. It is not for us to call attention to ourselves.
Perhaps. Or perhaps they do not know you because you are not a man of God, but an assassin!
Never!
You wear the same robes.
If they cover themselves as we do, it is only to instill uncertainty and fear. You must not give in.
Are you calling me a coward? Challenging my authority? Are you perhaps hoping to turn my own knights against me?
No. I don't understand why you're doing this to me. I've done nothing wrong.
I don't recall accusing you of any wrongdoing, which makes your outburst rather odd. Is it the presence of guilt that compels a confession?
But I confess nothing.
Ah, defiant to the very end.
What do you mean?
William and Garnier were too confident, and they paid for this with their lives. I won't make the same mistake. If you truly are a man of God, then surely the Creator will provide for you. Let him stay my hand.
You've got...
So maybe it's just something about like the game being old and it not being so like free and open to do what you want. Because in the later Assassin's Creed games, you can kind of, it gives you a task or a mission, and it's like you can go kind of do however you want to do it. But like in these earlier games, I feel like some of it is a bit, it's done maybe in a bit. So for me, a good story makes sense. Right here, the guy, his back is literally turned to Altair. Altair could just move through this crowd and put a blade in his neck or something and then just run away. Smoke bomb, run away. You know, so it doesn't really make sense to like always just sit by and watch these bad dudes do bad things, because in the second episode, I believe, that guy kills the other dude, he stabs him to death in the middle of the market in front of everyone, while Altair just sits there and watches. And it's like, they should give you the option to move before the bad guy kills someone, but at the same time, you want the player to hate the bad guy enough to really want to kill him. And so watching the bad guy do something bad makes you really want to get him. And then when you do get him, you get that sense of justice. And so I understand the writing from the point of a video game player. But from a story sense, it's not really the best move.
You're mad! Will none of you come forward to stop this? He is clearly poisoned by his own fear, compelled to see enemies where none exist.
All these people might as well be holding camera phones just watching it happen.
What I do for Acre! Oh! Stay vigilant, men. Report any suspicious activity to the guard. I doubt we've seen the last of these assassins. Persistent bastards. Now get back to work.
This mission was so annoying because if you fall in the water, you die. So it's a little risky. You gotta make sure you know where you're jumping to.
Fine! None of you will lift a hand in defense of your master! I'll take care of this heathen myself!
I remember dying on that jump so many times. Peekaboo.
Fine! None. Please, don't do this.
You are afraid.
Of course I am afraid.
But you'll be safe now, held in the arms of your god.
Have my brothers taught you nothing? I know what waits for me. For all of us.
If not your god, then what?
Nothing. Nothing waits. And that is what I fear.
You don't believe.
How could I, given what I know? What I've seen? Our treasure was the proof.
Proof of what?
That this life is all we have.
Linger a while longer then, and tell me of the part you were to play.
A blockade by sea. To keep the fool kings and queens from sending reinforcements. Once we...
Conquered the Holy Land?
Freed it, you fool. From the tyranny of faith.
Freedom? You worked to overthrow cities, control men's minds, murdered any who spoke against you.
I followed my orders, believing in my cause. Same as you.
Oh, the feather thing was so good. I can't believe they didn't keep using it. There was a cut there because I'm pretty sure I turned around and jumped into the water and died.
Your life ends now! Put you down! Where is he? There! He's killed the slave!
You think you can lose me? You think you can lose me?
Yes, rival! Oh, I'm Mina got it.
Not in this island! There, come in! Don't let him get away! You break it, you buy it! Buy!
Altair, you've caused quite a stir.
I've done as requested. Sabran's life is ended.
So it is. So it is. You should ride for Masyaf and inform Al-Mualim of your success.
Yes. I should return and speak to him. Of this and other things.
Is everything all right, my friend? You seem distant.
It's nothing, Rafik. Just a lot on my mind.
Talk to me then. Let me help.
I need to make sense of this myself first. But thank you for the offer.
It is the men you kill, isn't it? You feel something for them.
How?
Ah, my friend. You are not meant to enjoy these grim tasks. Regret, uncertainty, sympathy. This is to be expected.
I should not fear these feelings.
You should embrace them. They are what keep you human.
What if I'm wrong? What if these men are not meant to die? What if they mean well? Misguided, perhaps, but pure in motive.
I am but a Rafik, Altair, and such things are beyond me. Perhaps Al-Mualim can help you to make sense of it.
Yes, perhaps. Thank you, Rafik.
It is my pleasure to have served with one as skilled as you.
Welcome home, child. What news?
Another of the named is put to rest.
Then it would appear your work is nearly complete, and your status restored.
A question, Master, if I may.
Ask, and I will answer.
Why these men? Jubayer and Sabrand?
Ah, don't you see? They paved the way for change. Ensure threats both old and new are not given cause to intervene.
To weaken them is to weaken our enemy. I suppose that makes sense.
Were these men to continue their work, our work would quickly be undone.
How is that? We've caused them much grief.
We strike at the arms, yes. But this is a hydra that you face, and it is quick to replace that which is severed.
Then we should lop off its head and be done with this.
Soon, soon. We are close. Only one more man stands between us and our ultimate goal.
I will return to my work. The sooner this last man dies, the sooner I might face our true enemy.
Before you go, I have a question for you.
Of course.
What is the truth?
We place faith in ourselves. We see the world the way it really is, and hope that one day all mankind might see the same.
What is the world, then?
An illusion. One which we can either submit to, as most do, or transcend.
What is it to transcend?
To recognize nothing is true and everything is permitted. That laws arise not from divinity but reason.
So this is like, again, some of that like really deep stuff that they get into in some of these conversations, where you can just take this and apply it to today. Like, a lot of people, they believe what everyone else believes, quite frankly. There's no, the truth to a lot of people is just consensus. It's not actually, because the truth, there isn't like your truth, my truth. That's not a real thing. That's like modern day progressive speak. You can have your opinion and I can have my opinion, but there's no, like, the truth is finite. It's not objective. You have to, the truth is based on the current known facts. So way back in the day, the truth was the earth is flat. Then we found out some more facts and the truth became the earth is round. And you still have people who still want to fight to the death about the earth being flat. There is far more proof and evidence that the earth is round than it is flat. That's just the facts. So, and don't get me wrong, for all you people who like flat earth theory and stuff out there, you guys have fantastic arguments, but a lot of them are not fully fleshed out, which is why people will see what is said and then believe it, because they see other people believe and they're like, well, if other people believe it, there must be some truth to it. And so then they all believe something that's flat out not true, because of the whole thing about consensus. And honestly, it's how the media, I mean, you ask people like if they believe the media, and vast majority of people will say no. It doesn't matter what political party you're assigned to or support, or whatever your team is irrelevant. Most people do not trust the media, except the media uses consensus to sway public opinion. That's where their power comes from, is the consensus. And a lot of people they won't know what to believe, so they just look at the people around them and see what they believe, and they'll just jump on that train. And it's kind of embarrassing if you find yourself ever just believing something because everyone else believed it. You really got to kind of be embarrassed, because that embarrassment will drive you to go and find out for yourself about whatever it is. Because we had the age of enlightenment, and then we had the Industrial Revolution, and they had a bunch of other revolutions where we kind of got rid of monarchies and replaced them with elected governments. And then we moved into the age of, I don't know what you would call it exactly, but the age of technology, where technology growth and expansion happened very rapidly. And that led us to now where we are, the age of information. We have literally more access. Any old random person that has a cell phone with the internet has more access to information than the CIA did when it was first created. Like we have so much access to information right now. And if you actually just go through and comb through the information, by the end of it, you can most people will be able to figure out what is true and what isn't. So this conversation they're having right now is it's a much deeper philosophical conversation that just doesn't just apply to Assassin's Creed. And so this is one of the reasons I really enjoy Assassin's Creed, because the people that wrote it, they wrote a lot of philosophical ideas using the whole concept of DNA memory all together to create this really good story overall. Ubisoft just kind of milked it too hard and went off the deep end with it. But let's keep going.
I understand now that our creed does not command us to be free. It commands us to be wise.
Do you see now why the Templars are a threat?
Whereas we would dispel the illusion, they would use it to rule.
Yes, to reshape the world in an image more pleasing to them. That is why I sent you to steal their treasure. That is why I keep it locked away. And that is why you kill them. So long as even one survives, so too does their desire to create a new world order. Take your equipment. Seek out this last man. With his death, Robert de Sable will at last be vulnerable.
It will be done.
Safety and peace upon you, Altair.
I think Damascus was my favorite city in this game. Then probably
It's the hero of Damas.
Jerusalem,
Come
then
in,
Ukraine.
stay a while. Tell me all about your adventures.
I'm afraid I don't have the time.
I see. Too important for me now.
It's not that.
No, of course not. How may I serve you then?
Al-Muallim has asked I take the life of the one they call Jubair.
Ah, Salah-ad-Din's chief scholar. Strange choice of target in my opinion. But who are we to question the Master's will? I'm sure he has his reasons.
Then you're familiar with the man.
He's been quite busy these past few days, organizing the scholars and sending them into the streets to preach.
What do they speak of?
Light and fire, cleansing sins, apocalyptic nonsense if you ask me. All this talk of paths and a new world.
What about this new world?
Couldn't say. I don't pay attention to the ramblings of madmen. Much too busy with real work.
Very well. I'll walk among the people, see what I can learn. Where would you suggest I search?
South of here, you'll find an academy and a guard tower. They're both good places to search. There's also a hospital to the east you might want to visit.
I'll begin at once.
So eager. You've certainly changed, and for the better, I might add.
Thanks, Stardust. I try not to rant too much. I could talk for hours about certain things.
We found the place. It's just as you described it.
I suspect he'll want to deal with this himself, and quickly. Best we say nothing to the others.
A wise course of action. Truth be told, I'll be happy when this business is done.
Soon, my friend, soon. Today should see the last of them put to torch. Boy, come here. You still have the letter I gave you?
Yes.
Go and deliver it then. You'll find the one it's meant for inside the madrasa.
Jubair sees things the way
What's
they
up?
truly are.
Whoa.
Sees the poison.
What's up? Conti? I could say your last name, possibly. Butchered it. I have no idea how to say your first name. Where are you from? I'd be interested to know where you're actually from.
You carry in your hearts and minds. He works to cast it out. Remove all
N is
texts
silent.
from your
Okay.
homes and schools. Give
Where
them
you
to
from?
us. They must be destroyed.
India. That's cool.
Someone
needs to end this.
Violence is not the answer, my child.
In this we agree, so speak and I may stay my blade.
He was just punching me, and he's like, violence is not the answer.
What is it your master intends? Why destroy all this knowledge?
We lay the stones to build a road upon which soon all men will travel. It leads to a better tomorrow.
That is not what I see.
Then you are blind. The words upon these parchments, they are poison. Jubair holds the cure. He'll free us from their lies.
It's nonsense you speak. You've lost your mind.
No, not lost, but found. I see the world for what it truly is. He has shown me so much. I am illuminated.
A fanatic is all you are, and dangerous for it.
Do what you must. It changes nothing. We are not afraid.
You should.
Oh, for sure. I mean, AC1, it gave birth to the whole franchise. Without AC1, you don't get all the others, quite frankly, because like you couldn't have started Assassin's Creed with Ezio, because there's way too much lore that would be missing, right? If you didn't see Assassin's Creed 1, the whole story where it introduces Desmond and Lucy and Vidic, and then within the game, the Creed and Altair and everything, like, and then there's the whole, like, I guess I won't get into it too much, but Assassin's Creed 1 was actually supposed to be the Prince of Persia sequel, but then they had decided to go in a different direction. Thankfully they did, because although the Prince of Persia games were great, Assassin's Creed became something pretty amazing, especially the first, I don't know, like 8 or 9 games are phenomenal.
I wish to see him, to hear him speak.
It can be arranged, but we must be careful. There are still those who reject illumination. They would harm him.
Then they are ignorant and afraid.
You seem sincere, but how do I know I can trust you?
It hurts me to even hear you ask the question.
Very well. We gather each day in the madrasa. He comes to speak, and then leads us into the city, that we might cleanse it.
Could I join you then?
Understand that it is a difficult path we walk. Our work demands sacrifice.
I understand.
Then come and meet with us. Let us see how strong you really are.
Altair, Jubair has employed certain merchants to spy on the citizens for him. Your target is likely to be dressed much like his followers. So here is how to distinguish him from the others. He wears rich golden robes and carries with him a large pouch. Find him, brother. Make him feel pain.
What news, Altair?
I've learned much about my enemy.
Share
So
what
the
you
guy
know.
is looking for is wearing a
Jubair
big
has
golden
become obsessed
pouch.
with purging the city of its knowledge.
A most terrible crime. Now I see why Al-Mualim wants you to remove him.
He's using the city scholars to assist him. They go out into the streets, harassing the people and collecting all their written works. I fear he intends to destroy them all.
He must be stopped.
That's why I'm here. He's to hold a meeting soon, at the Madrasa Al-Qallasa. It's where I'll go. It's where I'll take his life.
Yeah, give me a feather. Or give Altair a feather.
I'll leave you alone to prepare. Bring glory to the Brotherhood. Leave, peasant, before I make you.
Oh, this is the book burning one.
Every single text in this city must be destroyed.
My friend, you must not do this. Much knowledge rests within these parchments, put there by our ancestors for good reason.
And what reason is this?
They are beacons, meant to guide us, to save us from the darkness that is ignorance.
No, these bits of paper are covered in lies. They poison your minds, and so long as they exist, you cannot hope to see the world the way it truly is.
How can you accuse these scrolls of being weapons? They are tools of learning.
You turn to them for answers and salvation. You rely more upon them than yourselves. This makes you weak and stupid. You trust in words, drops of ink. Do you ever stop to think of who put them there? Or why? No, you simply accept their words without question. And what if those words speak falsely? As they often do. This is dangerous.
You are wrong. These texts give the gift of knowledge. We need them.
You love your precious writings? You do anything for them?
Yes. Yes, of course.
Then join them!
Brutal.
Any man who speaks as he is just as much a threat. Do any else among you wish to challenge me? Good. Your orders are simple enough. Go out into the city. Collect any remaining writings and add them to the piles in the streets. When you're done, we'll send a cart to collect them, that they may be destroyed.
Like, so this is what I was talking about earlier, where I wish we had more freedom in the earlier games to do stuff. Because right there, I could have jumped off that balcony and killed that dude. Air assassination. One and done. Leave through the roof. I'm out. That's how I would have done it. Especially because he was the last to leave that room. But unfortunately, they make you watch. Again, I understand, like, them making you watch the bad guy do something bad so that when you kill him, you get a sense of justice. That is, like, the ultimate storytelling equation. But that's only from a player's perspective, mostly. I guess it kind of works watching, like, a movie or a TV show from the perspective of the protagonist. I guess it works, actually.
Today!
All right, where are you?
Good people of Damas, you are doing the right thing. Poisoned past. This is a right way.
After him, my disciple! You must not escape!
Season.
You cannot run forever! Unbeliever! Go, go!
Altair had some help there.
Why have you done this?
Men must be free to do what they believe. It is not our right to punish one for thinking what they do, no matter how much we disagree.
Then what?
You of all people should know the answer. Educate them. Teach them right from wrong. It must be knowledge that frees them, not force.
They do not learn, fixed in their ways as they are. You are naive to think otherwise. It's an illness, for which there is but one cure.
You're wrong, and that's why you must be put to rest.
Am I not unlike those precious books you seek to save? A source of knowledge with which you disagree, yet you're rather quick to steal my life.
A small sacrifice to save many.
He just compared himself to the books he was burning and was like, yo, aren't I a source of knowledge? Why are you taking my life? Altair should have just been like, those books were a source of knowledge and you were burning them because you disagreed with them. So that was stupid.
It is necessary.
Typical famous last words.
Is it not ancient scrolls that inspire the Crusaders? That fill Salah ad-Din and his men with a sense of righteous fury? Their texts endanger others, bring death in their wake. I too was making a small sacrifice. It matters little now. Your deed is done, and so am I.
Feather him. Dude, every time I see the bureau entrance, I just get so much nostalgia. It's awesome.
Altair, tell me you've met with success.
Yes. Jubair's fires are extinguished. His life as well.
Excellent news. I had no doubt you'd succeed.
You should have seen it. The scholars followed him so readily. Wasn't just books they fed to fire either, but any man who opposed them.
Such ignorance breeds only evil. You've done a good thing this day.
As with my other targets, he believed he was doing the right thing, clearing a path to a better future.
Of course he would. Such is the landscape of a madman's mind.
The things I've seen these past few weeks, it's as if all the land has gone mad.
And this is why we fight to end the war, that sanity might return. The people are desperate for direction. It's easy for men like Jubair to prey on this and turn them towards evil. You should go, Altair. Return to Al-Mualim. Tell him what you saw. Let him know the good you've done this day.
Safety and peace, Rafiq.
Upon you as well.
Not a lot of time, Vidic.
Understand there's a narrow launch window.
Wherever it's hidden, time to retrieve it.
I'm working on it.
And when it's done,
He'll be taken care of.
I want that progress report by tomorrow morning.
I've got some work I need to do. So you've got the rest of the night to yourself.
I think there's a problem with the Animus.
Nope, it's working fine.
I'm pretty sure it just ejected me
I'm
when
pretty sure you should shut up.
You ready to finally tell me what's going on?
We have to stop them, Desmond. When they access that last memory of yours, they're just getting started. They want to change everything. The way we live, the way we think, the way we are. You've gotten the lecture from Vidic about what's wrong with the world, how we need order and discipline, so they're going to give it to us. Only we don't have a say in the matter.
How?
The Templar treasure. They think it...
Miss Stillman?
I'm here.
I need you to upload Desmond's files to the database.
Got it.
So what? You're using me to find this Templar treasure? What do they call it? The Peace of Eden?
Yes.
Well, it's looking like it's at Messiah, so I don't know why they're wasting all this time with me. Why don't they just send their people to pick it up?
They can't. It's not
They
that
call
simple.
it Messiah?
The artifact from Messiah, they had it. It was destroyed in
did
the
she.
accident.
Then what are they hoping for me? You know, for my ancestor to tell them?
They're hoping he'll show them where the other ones are.
You mean there's more than one of these things?
Oh, Desmond, you have no idea.
Is there a problem, Miss
No,
Stillman?
Warren. Everything's Denver on my end.
Then, where are the files?
There's them using that Denver term again.
I've got to move these files before he gets suspicious. We'll talk more later.
Wait, what's that mean, everything's Denver?
It means everything's fine.
Why Denver?
It's a reference to Denver International Airport. There's an underground facility there. It's where the accident happened.
Oh, this is where he goes snooping. Because Lucy left him like a little key card or whatever in his closet. I remember doing this. I was like, I have to add this into the story somehow. Like when I was editing all of this, I was like, this has to, because I remember the first time I actually played this game, I didn't even realize you could do any of this stuff. So it was much later that I played the game again, and I was like, oh, you can like sneak around and like get into the computer and read all the emails and stuff, and this is where you get. And I remember not even noticing anything in here, and then I didn't even like see a video or anything on this. I just realized, why are there letters that are in the middle of words that are capitalized? I was like, oh, this is like some kind of code. And then it's like, you know, Lucy does the whole like hand thing to like let you know she's an assassin, and then it's like, oh, yo, this is like some code. And so in the editing process, just in case the audience didn't, you know, click what this was, I wanted to actually circle each one, and when you circle it, it becomes clear. Right, so it's, we will be there soon. And it's like, oh, what's gonna happen? I think that's how this episode ends. I wish there was like some inner dialogue that Desmond had here before he just goes to bed. And that is the end of episode 5. The next stream, we're gonna watch episode 6, which is like an hour long, which wraps up the whole story for Assassin's Creed. And then the stream after that, we're going to get into my favorite piece of entertainment of all time, the Ezio trilogy. But of course, we're not starting with Assassin's Creed 2, episode 1. We're starting with Assassin's Creed, oh, what's it called? Lineage, where it's the short film that precedes Assassin's Creed 2, the game. So we'll be starting there. I love the Ezio story. It's like, there's something about it. I was able to relate to, you know, you're able to relate to his dad, and then you're able to relate to him and his brothers and his sister, and then obviously Ezio is just super relatable because he's just like you can tell he's a kid who was raised well. He's just a nice kid, and then all this stuff happens, and he gets thrown into a world of madness, and he just takes it on the chin and keeps going, you know. And there's a lot of like, you really respect the character, completely made up person, but you respect the character and the decisions that the writers have him make. And yeah, no, it's a phenomenal story. So I can turn this off now. One thing I'd like to do, because I have just uploaded Assassin's Creed Season 7, Episode 1, which is Rogue, where you play as Shay Patrick Cormac, and he goes from being trained by Achilles and goes from assassin trainee to Templar. So I'd like to play the outro. I would like the outro to be Assassin's Creed Rogue, the TV series, the trailer, because I make a trailer for each game before I release it. It gives me just a little bit more time, and so it also lets people know it's coming soon. Because sometimes you might not get an upload for like 3 weeks or a month or so, and it's because I'm just working my butt off, recording and editing, and that process takes actually quite a while. It's like 15 hours per episode or something. I forget exactly what it is. I kind of try to average it to try to figure out how long each episode takes, and then how long it will take me to do all the episodes. because also I have to film everything to get the footage I usually use for the trailers, and so I try to rush filming, but at the same time I have to. I'm really OCD when it comes to the filming, because I want to play the way the character would do things to help character build that character, instead of, you know, if Altair was just like rushing in and fighting everyone all the time. It's like, no, he's going to be quiet, he's going to stick to the shadows, move through the crowd. And so, you know, you kind of have to do that if you want to do the character justice. Because these aren't gameplay videos or like let's play. Like this is me trying to take the game story and tell the story using a TV series format. So I try to stick to that, and so I'll play a mission 12 times over if I have to, as long as I get the right movements. And then there's little bugs and glitches sometimes, and I don't want to see that, because I watch these myself too. It's not like I upload these videos and never watch them ever again. I watch them too because I love Assassin's Creed, and I don't have time to play all the games over and over. So that's why I do this. Let me pull up. So this is the intro. And it will start here. So this video will be the outro for the stream. Just because I'm trying to push more people towards my new uploads. Because when you don't upload for a while on YouTube, then you start uploading, you kind of have to get yourself back in the algorithm. And right now I didn't upload for a little bit between Assassin's Creed, Black Flag, and Rogue. So because it's the first upload for Rogue, it's not doing so good. By the end of it, it'll be hopefully back to it. But I gotta do this to try to send people over there. So anyway, thanks for tuning in. I'll probably be back tomorrow with episode 6, final episode, the finale episode of season 1 of Assassin's Creed. And then, yeah, hope everyone has a good night, and we'll see y'all tomorrow. Bye, everyone.
Once an assassin, now their pursuer. I must destroy those who I once called brother. I am Shay Patrick Cormac, Templar of the Colonial, of the American Rite.